At hundreds of tracks around the nation, thousands of American children are racing go-karts. It's here, at speeds from 25 to 65 miles per hour, where fundamentals are learned. And it's where seeds of ambition are cultivated. But even at racing's entry level, the sport's realities are clear. Still, it's not long before drivers work their way from this to this.
The fastest I've ever gone is probably 135. Infineon in my legend car going through the S's.
Alex Kennedy is just 14.
Okay, easy baby.
And won't be eligible to get his driver's license until 16.
Ring, 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 ring.
But already, he's racing a late model, a 550 horsepower race car.
Once he straps on that helmet, he's not a 14-year-old boy. He's another driver. And he sees the other drivers the same way.
Before late models, Alex raced quarter midgets, bandoleros, and legend cars. The Kennedys estimate they've already spent $250,000 on their son's racing career.
It's my dream to move up into the Nextel Cup Series.
He says he wants to go to Nextel Cup.
Then that's where he'll end up.
Is that realistic?
It's very realistic.
If you would have told me 3-4 years ago that we'd be looking at 14-year-old kids, I'd just shake my head at it. You just can't believe it.
Has anybody heard of this guy, Todd Hoddick?
Jeff Dickerson heads up the driver search and development program for Motorsports Management International, a prominent sports agency whose clients already include NASCAR drivers Tony Stewart and Casey Kane. Dickerson says, despite NASCAR's 18-year-old age requirement at the national touring level, recruiting kids as young as Kennedy is commonplace.
Looked like you were sliding off the corner.
I was sliding off the corner, I was sliding in the corner.
Pretty greasy.
I'm looking for, does he want it? Is he intimidated the first time a big name sticks a wheel underneath him? Does he know how to win?
Kennedy is trying to prove he can win, but in a sense already has. The United States Late Model Association exempted Kennedy from its 16-year-old minimum age requirement, allowing him to compete against adults.
Go, baby, go, baby, go, baby.
Documenting his progress,
Drop in, baby, drop in, baby.
Alex's mother, Michelle, videotapes nearly every lap. Still, despite Alex's state-of-the-art safety equipment,
On turn 4, oh,
she's nervous.
spin.
I'm nervous every time I pull his belts down. I pull his belts down so tight sometimes he has to loosen them to go on the racetrack. Be safe, it's practice.
Always. I mean, I have every safety device known to man, my dad says in there. And the worst injury I've gotten is I bit my tongue.
Not every young racer has been as fortunate.
What was it like for you, as his dad, watching him race?
Very proud, you know, very,
In 2000, 15-year-old Jimmy Olsen was killed while racing at Lake Geneva Raceway in Wisconsin. Jim Olsen Sr., a racer himself, is haunted by the advice he gave his son just hours before the crash.
when you hit the center of the corner, you want to hammer down on the gas. I said, you know, and a thing that I live with, a bad thing, I said, it's not like you're going to die here, son. Just get in and go.
He was coming around the last corner, 3-4, heading for the checker, and out of nowhere, I can't even explain it. It was like the truck just like skyrocketed to the wall.
Yeah, I just would have never thought that would have happened at that track. Never in a million years.
Jim told me that along with this, there have been people who have criticized you two as parents.
Almost definitely.
What have you heard?
Just from family members alone. How could you let your son drive that truck? Are you out of your mind? What are you thinking? Why would you allow him to do this? And you know, if they knew our family, if they were close enough to Jimmy, they'd understand why. If they were close enough to our son, they would understand it.
While tragic, Olsen's death seems relatively rare. According to research done by the Charlotte Observer, just 3 minors have died in race cars since 2000. Today, the number of young racers is increasing, and there's reason to believe to make it to the top, drivers need to start young.
Your chances of getting to this level, especially at a young age, and having a successful career, you have to start out young.
Jeff Gordon began his racing career in quarter midgets at age 5, and by 13 was already in a 600 horsepower sprint car.
First of all, they tried to stop us and say, no, he's too young. Because, I looked like I was 10, when I was 13. So, but my dad, he convinced him, no, it's fine. Everything's good. And I was scared to death. And luckily, it rained out that day. I got out there. I made one lap, got on the gas. It scared the heck out of me. I tapped the wall a little bit, and it started pouring down rain. They canceled the race. I was like, thank God.
Gordon overcame his fears and at age 21 made his Winston Cup debut. By 24, he became NASCAR's youngest Cup Series champion, winning his first of 4 titles. Meanwhile, Alex Kennedy is trying to make a name for himself.
There you go, Bubba. Yeah, sweet move.
Kennedy's resume includes 96 victories and 19 championships. But in a sport where sponsors invest up to $20 million per season, talent alone is not enough. Looks and marketability are prerequisites.
It's part of every scouting report we've got. It used to not be. It used to be, this kid's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Now it's the greatest kid I've ever seen, and man, what a smile.
Racing is my life, and it's what I love to do. Right now, I'm planning just running late models until maybe someone notices me, or try and drive myself just to get to the top and just stay there.